new system, new team. Getting them more acclimated with guys' tendencies and what guys do well, what they don't do so well, and adjusting the coach. This is his first year, and staff as well getting acclimated to them, and kind of what they expect out of us on a daily in practice and in the games. So we show great signs, and we've shown it in preseason of different lineups, certain situations. We look really good. There's other times where we struggle, and we can use some work. So it's still a work in progress, but you can see the trajectory. Yeah.
When you say immediately we have a ways to go, what are the areas that come to mind first?
Just continuity. I mean, just getting the chemistry down on both ends of the floor. Understanding where help's going to be on defense, spacing on offense. Our roles, and all of that. Just getting that acclimated. And obviously it's preseason, so we don't have all of our plays, we don't have all of our sets and systems. So you don't always want to show that in preseason, respectively. So now we're kind of diving into more. We're expanding our playbook a little bit more, expanding our concepts more, and they're going to be more obviously based on team and personnel driven too. So it's just been patient with that. It may become a lot easier for us. Everything may just start clicking. But so far it's been solid. But because we have vets, we've shown that we can do it. But it's just getting that consistency too.
We've heard so many people talk about the preseason speech that you gave. Like Spencer, KCP said he was like shocked. What was the that you wanted to?
Don't let them gas you.
He was just like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I heard Spencer. I was like Martin Luther King, but don't let that stop. Like that's we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Granted, we want to try to keep it in houses as much as possible, but I kind of gave an acronym to the team. It was ACE. Like I love cards, and the ace is one of the strongest cards in the deck, besides the jokers and stuff. So, but ace, ACE, so for me, it was accountability, communication, and efficiency. The E was always tough because everybody likes to throw effort in there, but effort should be a given. It's something that we're paid to do. We shouldn't. I harped on. I was like, Coach Brooks always got on our ass last year, always about effort. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like we get paid millions of dollars to go out there and play hard, compete hard. Coach West comes out here and reemphasizes the same thing. This is what we do. Enjoy it. And then the other two, accountability from 1 through 15. Like guys holding me accountable. I'm being able to do the same thing. And then ultimately communication. That's what helps you on the floor, on both ends and off the floor. Developing that camaraderie. Getting to know guys, and then even better, everybody, staff included. Because everybody's new, everybody's fresh. So I think communication be key. Moving forward, whether it's how we do certain things off the floor, or whether it is just the day-to-day things. Like everything is kind of on a microscope in a way. Like we want to get it perfect. We have an opportunity to create our own culture. It's what we make it. Obviously it's winning. We have to do that, but we create it. We create our environment every single day. We have to live in it. So, just those are my three things. I wouldn't say it was a crazy speech, but I'm appreciative of their words.
Hey, Brad, it sounds like you're moving in the right direction with your knee. Full today and all that. But how did you hurt it, and how are you feeling?
If I really knew how I hurt it, I would tell you. I think it happened on the play where they called me for offensive foul on Fournier. We might have bumped knees. I don't necessarily remember. My adrenaline was going, so I got up, kept playing. Then when I got subbed out, he got a little sore, and I looked down. I had a fat knot on the bottom of my patella. So I was like, oh, okay, go get it checked out, and kind of got stiff on me and swelled up a little bit in the back. And trainers and I just called it, and just want to take it day by day. X-ray was negative, so it was good. And day by day, I'm like Wolverine healing wise, so I was good. So I'm back to normal now.
And you guys have the Raptors up first, and of course you played them just a few days ago. You had a lot of time being defended by Scottie Barnes. Just wondering what your impressions were.
It's funny. I'm a huge fan of Scottie Barnes. Coming into the draft, watching him in high school. He actually went to Mount Bird with Moses Moody, who played on my team too. So I've always watched him, Cade, and all those guys from afar for a long time. So I'm definitely a huge fan of his. He's super athletic, 6'9", long. he can really play 1 through 4. That's what a lot of people don't know about him yet. He's very skilled. He's very talented. And the sky's the limit for him. He's in an awesome system over there, where he can learn behind OG, Pascal, jump right along in there with them and really, really be a big impact for them. He's a willing defender, which, I love about him. And he just loves the game. You can see it. He's a young kid, literally a kid, and he just enjoys the game, embraces it. And he's gonna be a problem in the future for sure. But their team as a whole, that's how Coach Nurse has them. That they're going to play hard, they're going to compete no matter who's on the floor, injured or not. Fred's going to be back. We don't know if Pascal is playing, but if he's there, they have size, they have versatility. So we got our hands full. But I love Scottie for sure.
And speaking of first round picks, Denny Avdia, anything you've noticed is different from him last year or this year?
Denny is constantly growing. The game is slowing down for him more and more. Obviously we want to incorporate him more on both ends of the floor, challenge him more on defense because he has the body, he has the size to be able to guard bigger players and those versatile 3-4 guys, who are able to put the ball on the floor, post up, and kind of be those star-like roles. We're going to challenge him in that way too. And at the same time, offensively, he's having the ball in his hands a little bit more. He's running pick and rolls. I actually got on him a little bit today about being more aggressive. So the game's slowing down for him. We need him. I'm happy he's back healthy. He's getting his lungs back too. So it starts Wednesday. So hopefully he gets off to a good start in the second year, and I'll be there every step of the way pushing him for sure.
What would you say the defensive communication is right now? Because you got guys like KCP and Kuz who are vets, but then Daniel in the back is a young guy who has to kind of see everything.
Yeah. It's really getting Gaff to understand that. Like just what you said, the big is usually the quarterback in the whole situation. Guards where we have our back, to the basket, so we don't necessarily hear screens, see him. So the big and the back line is usually, and the help side are usually the quarterbacks. They're the ones talking. And that's where it comes in the key. It's not just Gaff, it's everybody. It could be me on the wing just talking, pick's coming left, and I'm not even in it, but just letting our players know and creating that awareness. And when you do that, it lets the opposing team know, like, okay, damn, like they're really in tune, they're really locked in. Like, okay, what are we going to do? Especially the weak side. When the weak side is really engaged and talking, communicating, it makes it tough for the ball handler. Like, okay, what am I going to do? Where do I go with the ball? So just realizing how important it is. And I mean, the more we get scored on, hopefully it kind of clicks. It's we got to change it. And communicate. So we're drilling it in practice every single day. And I always try to emphasize, like, we can talk off the court, like we can do this, be cool, be cordial, but on the court it has to be the same. We have to be buddy and friendly on the court, just like we are off the court. And it's a tough thing to do because sometimes you're just so locked into the game. It's not necessarily you don't want to talk. It's like, okay, I just want to make sure I'm not doing the wrong thing per se. So it's kind of getting out of that comfort zone and being a pro about it, being this is what we all have to do in order to win. This is what will help us propel us to winning. So we got to take it seriously.
If there's a verbal mistake defensively, if there's a mistake defensively,
yeah,
would you rather it be somebody loud wrong or somebody not saying anything?
Early, loud, often.
Yeah.
But whatever it's called, you have to do it, regardless if it's the wrong coverage. No matter what it is, you have to respect the call. And I think that's what we preach. That's what Coach does a great job of preaching. Because we have a versatile lineup. Sometimes we switch, sometimes we don't. And so he gives us that kind of trust in a way, to be able to make that decision in certain situations. And if we're not on the same page, we may give up a wide open layup, a wide open drive, may both run to the ball, leave a wide open shooter. So it's communication is key, because teams will, with 2021, the way teams play, the three ball is important, and creating those advantages are important. So slips and different type of misdirections are always what offenses are putting defenses through. So.
Hey, Brad, I don't know if you've seen him yet, but what's it like having Rui back in the building?
Seen Rui last week, leaving from being tested. He looks good. I haven't seen him work out or anything like that, but it was just good to see him. I'm happy he's back. Happy he's back in town. Happy he's back working out. We can't wait till he's, fully back with the team and back in the building and practicing with us. But it's a great sign. That's always a positive. We're moving in the right direction. Obviously, it's within his own time and reason. So, we leave it at that. And he knows he has a huge support system here in DC. With the front office, with his teammates, we reach out to him, frequently to check in on him, and he responds, or he leaves us be. Regardless, we let him have his peace and let him have his time. So it's good he's back in DC, but we don't want to wait too long. We want to get him back.
All right, Brad, let's take a couple questions from
Oh,
Zoom.
hold on.
Sorry. Dean asked you a few weeks ago about just kind of how you processed all the change over the summer and stuff. You said you kind of just had to take a few days. What were you doing during those days? Like, were you actively thinking about the roster, getting to know guys? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of everything, because you have to sit back and realize who the coach was going to be. That was the biggest thing. Because we didn't have. I mean, once we didn't agree to bring Scottie back, we were kind of vacant for a while, and it was like, okay, what we're gonna do? And the list started dropping and dropping. It's like, okay, what we're gonna do? But I trusted Tommy, trusted Ted, to make the right decision. They obviously went through an in-depth interview process with a lot of names and a lot of high-quality names for the position, and it was just trusting them in this whole thing, and then obviously evaluating the team, having conversations with Russ, having conversations with different guys on the team, and just kind of gauging where they were, where I thought we could be. And then eventually having conversations with Wes, when the time came, and just kind of seeing his vision for the team, his vision for me, how he can help better me and push me too. And all came full circle. But it was a long summer. It was an adverse summer, I will say, for sure. It wasn't, I'd be lying to say if it was an easy one, for sure. Yeah.
Was the toughest part just the waiting, and then also you talk about patience, that helped you kind of prepare for maybe what this season has?
Yeah, it was a little bit of everything, because for me I was going to be in USA when all this happened, so it was like I could potentially be in Japan while all this is going on and free agency, and like I'm gonna be a day ahead potentially, and I don't know what's going on. So I was a little bit nervous. Like I was kind of a wreck in a way, but obviously not being able to go, kind of, like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. I was able to really focus on things that I needed to this summer, and the team being one, being with my family the other. But we were able to really lock in those things and dial them down, to figure out where we are today. And but it was a process for sure.
And I have a random one for you.
Mhm.
I signed as an NFL writer, so this is more that
Uh-oh.
question. But so Aaron Rodgers over the summer, held out, and there was this conversation generated from whether quarterback should have a say, kind of like NBA players do. And
Yeah.
you're the face of the franchise, you have that kind of, power, so to say.
Yeah.
But just what did you think of that movement, or what do you think of that play, and should quarterbacks have say?
That's a tough question to ask me, because I'm very Aaron Rodgers biased. So AR is my guy. He should be the GM, but no, I'm kidding. No, I understand it. I understand from his perspective. And I think in a way they should be granted some type of input. I'm not saying that it should make every decision. I'm not saying that, let's get this guy, let's pay him this. Like, that's not our job. That's not his job. That's why you have a GM, president, owner, governor, whatever we call them. That's why they're in their positions. And but at the same time, you have a franchise guy that you want to be able to, one, keep happy, keep here, and then two, surround him with some talent. And so I understood his frustrations in that. But I get it kind of both sides. Like, I get it from a business side, and the GMs, and they have a job to do. I don't get involved with other guys' money and stuff like that. So I get it. If the owner's like, I don't want to go into the tax, I don't want to do this. Like, listen, I'm not writing a check, so I'd be damned if I'm sitting here telling him, what to do with his money. So, but I get it on both sides. You have a quarterback that wants to win and wants to surround himself with some unbelievable talent. And he probably sees it around the league and is like, okay, well, I need some of that. Let me get some of that. And you get it. It's kind of a copycat league. So guys want some of the same juice and mojo.
Yeah, the contracts are obviously different between the sports, but do you think it's starting to shift to where quarterbacks can have more of a say?
I think so. Granted, everybody looks at the NBA as the example for a lot of things, and it's a lot of soldiers who've paved the way before we did, to get us to this point, and to get us to where we have some control, some say so, and some input on the decisions we make as a league as a whole. And I think the NFL is starting to do it too. And granted, I'm not all in on that side, but you can gradually see that they want to take some type of control back. And granted, it has to be a working relationship. It's like a marriage. You gotta, it's gonna be some ups and downs, but you come together for the common ground and common good. So I think more and more frequently you'll see more input from quarterbacks, but obviously those organizations hold the key. So mhm.
I think we're good for Zoom now. Couple questions. One question, please, Christos.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
My man, I ain't talked to you in a long time. Christos, how you doing, baby?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good, thank you.
What do you like most about this season's Wizards, and what is the ceiling of that group from your perspective?
I think we have a high ceiling. Obviously, I think when we get guys back healthy, get TB back, get Rui back in here, get him back acclimated, I think we'll be really, really good. I think obviously we want to make it to the playoffs. We want to have home court. Those are goals for us, but for everybody in the league, obviously. But I think we could be that caliber team. Obviously, we're not there yet. We still have a lot of work to put in, and we still got to develop our continuity on the floor. But we have it. You can see the spurts that we do it in, and certain lineups that coach decides to put out there are very successful, and we're figuring it out. It's not going to be an overnight, success type story. We're going to grind it out for sure.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Quentin.
It's good, B.
Yo,
How good do you think Daniel Gafford can be defensively? I think a lot of times we talk about him as a lob threat and all the crazy stuff that he does, but defensively, what do you think his ceiling is per se, and what do you like or think he can work on moving forward this season?
he's a special talent. I'm always going to tell guys to, go be defensive player of the year, go be all defensive team. Like, I think he has those attributes. He's still young, he's still learning the game and it's slowing down for him, but he has that athleticism and that versatility to be able to guard pretty much everybody and make it difficult, especially at the rim. His rim protection is up there with some of the best in the league. He's not afraid to jump. He's not afraid to get dunked on. If that happens, it happens, because he's going to dunk on you on the other end. But he has that mentality that, he wants to get the stop. He wants to get the rebound. And that's awesome to have. And that's what we need from him. And his ceiling is whatever he wants it to be, honestly, because he has the talent and he's young, he's athletic, he's gifted, he's a willing learner. And I love that, he kind of he's almost like me in a lot of ways. Nobody can criticize him more than he does himself. He puts a lot of pressure on himself to do well, to be better, to get better. And especially this offseason, you can see the work that he put in and just his development. So the sky's the limit for him for sure, Q. I think he can be one of the better defenders in our league.
How special was it for you to watch that Sean Taylor number retired yesterday, and just kind of like that experience being at FedEx yesterday for that game?
Oh, it was amazing. For one, it was unbelievable for the family. One, to be the third or fourth person to be retired in Washington football history. Like, that's crazy. Because I know there's a lot of great players that played through here and that probably deserve to be up there. But what he exemplified in his, short career was he was a head buster. Like, that's what I call him. Like, he's out there looking to take your helmet off, and you just knew that. And the legacy he left, the impact he left on so many guys, and then so many fans, and in the stadium yesterday with the 21 jersey on, it was just crazy. It's going too soon for sure. He was special young talent, and the city loved him, the team loved him, and it was big what the organization did for him yesterday for sure.
Appreciate you.
Last question to Neil.
And see what happens.
Hey, Brad, you've been working with Alex pregame. Obviously that's a different transition for you this year. How has that relationship grown for you guys, and how is he pushing you?
Alex has been great. Me and Alex have had a great relationship ever since he got here. But we just never really, he was never really my kind of workout guy. I do the same stuff. Like he puts in a little mix of, some stuff that he has, but I do my same workout routine before and after practice and before games too. And he just jumps in and throws a few things in here and there. But for the most part, it's easy going. It's a smooth transition. Alex is a good friend of mine for one. And two, he's a great coach. One I respect for sure.
Appreciate it.